recognise the name as a full-time professional referee.
And the Oldham team come out now, led by Danny Langtree.
Yeah, with a contingent of photographers. 1, 2, 3, 4 photographers.
And I see the Oldham substitutes or replacements go straight to the dugout, Gerald.
Yes. Liam Bent leading the Oldham substitutions. And this lad who we don't know, number 28, Sadiq Adibiye, I think that's how we'll pronounce it.
And I was just going to say that the teams have gone to pick up the sort of defensive positions. None of this standing in line to applaud the Toulouse players out when they come. It's the young kids to do that, and the Toulouse players come out now playing in basically a blue top, white shorts, white stockings.
Yeah, when they played in France, Toulouse actually played in all white, strangely, and I don't know why, because the colours they're in today are their official colours.
Right.
And Oldham, in the searing heat of southern France,
will have been in black.
Played in all black.
Do you remember it must have been 1970 World Cup when there's a huge amount of discussion in the press and the media about what colour England should play in, and it was said that, well, some colours absorb heat, like black and red, and therefore England shouldn't play in black, but they should play in white. Didn't we get beat by the Germans who were playing in white?
Anyway, the teams are lined up, ready to go. Toulouse are playing down the slight incline that there is here at Bowerfold, and they've got the kick-off. Acting as waterman for Toulouse.
They haven't got a ball, though, at the moment.
It's a familiar figure from Oldham's point of view. It's Valu Bentley, who, when Toulouse are playing over in this country, Valu is on the staff. And
he's actually on the pitch at the moment in the centre.
With the light blue top and the cap, that's Valu, yeah. Game underway. It's a grubber kick along the floor, bouncing several times. It's fallen to Hewitt, who traps it with his foot, gives the ball to his left, and we've made just 10 metres on that particular run before the Toulouse defence were up on us. Here comes Oldham's number 10, Adam Neal, makes good yards again. Another 5 metres gained. Kenny Hughes attacking halfback, swings the ball to his right. Adam Clay's coming from his wing. He makes a bit of ground backwards before it's hauled to ground by 1, 2, 3 Toulouse players. Here comes Oldham's number 14, Luke Adamson. We've just crossed into the red zone, so Kenny Hughes attacking halfback gives the ball to Oldham's number 16, who does a left-footed kick. 16 is Sam Wood, of course, playing at standoff, and it's gathered in the 20 area by the Toulouse players. Toulouse now in possession, going down the left side of the field over towards the Lord Tom Pendry stand.
And I'll tell you this, Gerald, the Toulouse numbers are not easy to read off the back of their players at a distance.
They're not at all.
It's all right at first. At first it's on a white background, a blue and a white background, then it becomes blue and a blue background.
Oldham have gained a penalty kick here. I was listening to you, David, not paying full attention. I don't know what it's for. Possibly offside. Yes, it was offside. So what are we going to do?
Kick for taking a tap.
Yeah, Adam Neal takes the ball up.
Why didn't we kick for touch?
So we're 20 metres away from the line. Oldham in possession. Hewitt gives the ball to Luke Thompson. It's a high tackle, a penalty to Oldham. Perhaps they'll choose to go for 2 points this time. We don't know. No, they're going to run it. So Kenny Hughes has the ball in hand. The crowd around me calling for 2 points early doors. It seems a bit early for that. Oldham in possession, 10 metres out from the post. Just to the left of the post as we look. The ball is swinging across. Here comes George Tyson on a run, making his way through. He came through at an angle. He's just stopped level with the right-hand post as we look. Plays his ball. Kenny Hughes tries to go on his own. Does he make it? No, he's held up over the line. So to be play the ball 10 metres out from the posts. Kenny Hughes playing the ball to Luke Adamson. Adamson puts the ball to his right. Another good pass to George Tyson out there on that wing. George has had 2 good runs, but he's stopped short in his tracks on that particular occasion. Stands up, plays his... We've gone the short side. A little kick through. It ricocheted off a Toulouse player it's head and ball. The ball wasn't played at, in the opinion of the referee, so it's going to be scrum down, head and ball to Toulouse, about 10 metres out from the Toulouse try line.
Those 2 points that we turned down before, would you take them now?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it's early in the game, Dave, to be going for 2 points. Let's see what we can do. You know, Toulouse have got a long way to come down this field, even though they've got head and ball at the scrum.
It's just that I think, 2 points taken is 2 points that you've got. You get the ball back from the kick-off, you're off again.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, let's describe the crowd as sparse, should we, David?
That's one way of describing it.
There's a delay, we don't know why. A couple of Toulouse players taking water on board. Anyway, they've packed down eventually. The ball is out, and they've come to the long side, and it's a good tackle there by... No, it isn't. They've broken free from it. So eventually, no, the lad made really good ground there from that particular scrum. They must have made another 20 metres. The ball being passed along the line now by Toulouse, 15 metres away from the halfway line. Stand up, play the ball. The ball's gone to the left, and what was George about then? Was he going for an interception? Possibly. Toulouse coming down the field. They're just about to cross into the Oldham half. Don't quite make it. Well,
they're doing the fall.
His back does, his legs don't. So, Toulouse, a high kick. That's a testing kick. Who's underneath it? Somebody made a call for it. Oh, Adam Clay comes away with the ball. Well done, Adam Clay. So Adam Clay stands up, plays his ball. Straight from acting half back goes an Oldham play. Can't tell you which one it is because his number's covered. I think it's
7.
Was it?
Dave Hewitt.
Right. So Oldham have crossed into the Toulouse half of the field. 3 tackles gone in this particular set. Kenny Hughes at acting half back puts the ball to Luke Adamson. Oh, Hewitt was looking for a quick pass there. It didn't come. No, what a tackle that was by the Toulouse players. Last tackle, says the referee. Hewitt has the ball. It's a little kip through. It's gathered by the Toulouse full-back coming in. I think the referee's given offside. The Oldham player didn't allow the Toulouse lad enough time. That's Oldham's number 26, Cameron Pierce-Paul. First time we've seen him in an Oldham shirt. It's a big lad, David. Anyway, Toulouse continue. 15 metres away from the halfway line. 3 Oldham players in the tackle. In the red and white hoops, navy shorts, red and white hoop stockings. Another good tackle by Oldham, particularly Daniel Smith with a number 30 on his back. Toulouse play the ball. They've come to the short side. It's a good tackle there, round the legs. An old-fashioned round the legs tackle by Thompson. Toulouse have just crossed into the Oldham half of the field. They run to a red and white brick wall. Now they've a quick play of the ball. That was a quick play of the ball, and it's already gone through 2-3 pairs of hands, and a good set of tackling over on the far side. 5th tackle, says the referee. Here comes the kick. It's another high kick. It really is a high kick. Who's underneath it? It's taken well by Oldham's number 17, Stephen Neal, who I suspect was tackled in the air, but the referee ignores it. Here's Sammy G from dummy half. He makes a good 10-12 metres before he's put down. We're 10 metres away from the halfway line. Here's Adam Clay crossing into the Toulouse half of the field. He'll stand up, he plays ball. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his right hand side, and that's number 30 who receives the ball, and that's Daniel Smith again. We're 40 metres away from the Toulouse try line. Adam Neal looking for a gap. It doesn't come. Number 14 has the ball. Luke Adamson again. He gets the ball out from the tackle. Sammy G goes through on his own. He slips the ball out to his winger, and the winger's hauled down. That was a good stint by Oldham. 5th tackle, says the referee. Hewitt has the ball. Oh, it's what happened there? The referee hasn't made a decision yet. Certainly a knock on by one team or the other. Oh, it's a handover because it was the 5th tackle. So Toulouse are going to play the ball. So they're playing the ball. The markers there are Thompson and Kenny Hughes. The ball is out from that. And another good tackle by Oldham. 20 metres away from their own try line in the sun of Bowerfold. The blonde lad, David, what's his number? The blonde lad who's always acting half-back.
Their lad?
The ball. How's the ball now?
27.
27.
Charles Buzinac.
Right. So he seems to be the playmaker. Oh, he was looking to get the ball out from the tackle, but Sammy G saw that it didn't happen. Toulouse have crossed into the Oldham half of the field. Remember, the score after about 8 minutes is Oldham 0, Toulouse 0. They lost away 58-18. Another high kick on the last tackle. Who's underneath it? Adam Neal's underneath it. Not Adam Neal, Adam Clay. Takes the ball magnificently well.
And did a Nureyev kick with his feet.
Well,
that'll put any attackers off.
Yeah. Number 17 has the ball. Stephen Neal playing at fullback today. Here comes Oldham again on the attack with 15 metres away from the halfway line, still in our own half of the field. The ball is stripped out by our new friend Charles Buzinac. Free kick, says the referee. Who's going to take it? I think it's Sam Wood who has the ball. Left-footed kick, gains good yards with that kick. Indeed he does. He must have gained himself 40 metres at least. So Sammy G will take the second phase of the penalty. Has the ball now. Quick tap, gives it to Thompson. Thompson, I thought he was going on his own, but he puts it inside to Liam, to Daniel Smith. Smith is tackled. Oldham in possession. 5 tackles to go in this particular set. Kenny Hughes dummies to his left, goes to his right. Hewitt puts the short pass out. Oldham flick the ball out from the... Play the ball, going through on their own. Number 14, that's Luke Adamson. We're about 5 metres away from the line. Kenny Hughes tries his luck going on his own. It's not going to happen, not with the French defenders. Held up over the line for the second time in this match. He'll have to play the ball 10 metres back. So he's coming now, plays the ball eventually to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball inside. And now we've knocked on. There was a move coming off there. Danny Langtree looked as if he was part of a set play, but unfortunately we knocked on. So it'll be a scrum down, almost level with the post, 10 metres out in the Toulouse half of the field with Toulouse head and ball.
And it's 10 minutes of the match gone. 0-0 to score, Gerald. And the referee stops the clock while the pack get down. Pack down ready. Been an exciting first 10 minutes.
Not been bad at all.
I thought Oldham should have taken the penalty kicks that they had. Points on the board. But they went for the try.
Well, we'll see if it makes a difference later, David.
Okay, right. So that's to look forward to. As Oldham dumped the French lad on the ground eventually. They took him round a few times first. So, and it's the man that we identified as their playmaker.
No, it's not.
He's got a hat on, hasn't he? He's got a scrum cap on. Their playmaker was 27, the Charles Buzinac, and the chap that came carrying the ball was not him. It was wearing the scrum cap. Oldham in possession, driving out from that now.
Yeah, Adam Neal's just been tackled there, David, heavily, but play continues.
Oldham running along the line. They're 10 yards short of the Toulouse try line on the far side, up in the top corner. Gets up and the referee penalises Toulouse. Penalty to Oldham. This takes a tap. This time I think we're the most difficult of the kicks, further out than previously. Oldham drive it in. And the 2 yards short of the try line. Oldham in possession. Picked up straight from Anti-Alpha. Thrown deep to puts the ball in. Crossing inside, outsider over the line here. I think it's Oldham's number 13. Is that Leeson Thompson that scored the try?
That was a good move.
It was an excellent move. Oldham ran the angles then.
Yes.
And we've not seen them run those angles as good as that for quite some time.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the first man got to drive in for the line. First man drove towards the line. pulled out when the defence came across to him, switched the ball to a man coming in on the diagonal, and then finally the third pass out, and Oldham have grounded the ball 10 yards, 15 yards to the left of the left-hand upright. Oldham take the lead. It's Oldham 4. Well, I've got to say this. It's difficult. I don't know who the announcer's the try scorer then, because the PA is dreadful. Oldham lead 4
anyway,
points
Hewitt
to 0.
has the ball ready to do the convert. Usually this would be Scott Leatherbarrow, but we've seen Leatherbarrow limping past us. He's on the injured list along with one or two others. So Hewitt, left-footed kicker.
Thank you.
And it's to the left of the post as we look. So it's on the wrong side officially, I suppose, although people say it doesn't matter.
So Dave Hewitt, left-footed kicker appears to be, round the corner, 15 yards to the left of the left-hand upright, strikes the ball now, pulls it right across the face of goal. Perhaps that's why we didn't take the kicks earlier on. The try scorer, I'm told, was Neil.
Right, so Oldham 4, Toulouse 0.
And in the 11th minute, that one, I think we've got that timed out. So it's Toulouse to restart. They were beaten last week. With a bit of luck, they'll be beaten this week.
Well, they've been beaten the last 2 weeks, David, haven't they?
Right. So Toulouse kick it, long ball, bouncing along the ground. Ooh, it's picked up very gingerly by Oldham's Dave Hewitt, who just hung onto it with fingertips and turned it inside. Oldham, 15 yards from their own try line, in possession, coming up down the centre of the field now. Drive over the 20, brought down 2 yards outside, gets up, plays the ball out to the side, coming tearing in at speed there. I'll tell you, the Oldham player, it's Oldham number 10. It was an excellent move by Adam Neal, driving the ball up over the halfway, up to the halfway line. Oldham now cross the halfway line, a kick over the top, down into the bottom corner, but it's taken nice and easily by the winger on this side of the field. He charges up to his 20, he's put to ground, gets up, plays the ball. Toulouse play the ball quickly. The chap runs forward then. He was looking very lively until he was suddenly met by an exercise of a missile called Tyson, who took him, knocked him back 2 yards in the tackle, and I think that chap might be a bit slower next time he picks up the ball to
True
run.
enough.
So Toulouse again now driving into the Oldham defence, coming down the slope at Bowerfold at pace. Guys tried to dummy the way through there. Oldham don't buy it. They put the Frenchman down on the halfway line. Fifth tackle, says the referee. Comes to the short side. Little chip over the top. That's going to go dead. It runs dead. It wasn't a 40-20. It's just a straightforward one there.
Well, it's not dead, Dave. It's in touch.
Well, yeah, sorry. Thank you. Into touch there. So it's a scrum down. Yeah, if it's gone over the line beyond the try line, it would have been dead. Thank you, Gerald.
Yeah.
Clumsy use of the English language there. The referee coaching the French lads, telling them the rules, I think. Better to do that than have to penalise them. Tells the Oldham lads and the French lads second row forward to get ready. Oldham's head and ball. Hewitt to put the ball in. Ball goes in, put off the back of the line. It runs across the face of goal there and drive forward up towards the 20. Doesn't quite reach it. Picks the ball up. Now Tyson's just in support, but not needed. The man in question drives in, pulls the defenders towards him, bump across. Another little short run to the first man in the line driving along. And again, we flick the ball up. Now it looks like we're moving across. Oldham's 30, dancing about. Daniel Smith. Oldham get the ball out with number 21, Kenny Hughes. He's dancing about with that. Put to ground just short of the halfway line. And Oldham looking very lively. I've got to say that, Gerald. Looking very lively today. Ball's been pulled out. The referee agrees with the crowd.
Well,
but we might not have
debatable,
to.
Debatable, Dave.
Yeah.
You might have just lost it, but the decision went our way.
Yep, and we'll not argue. They don't very often, shall we say.
Sam Wood, has he made good ground again?
No, he knocked the ball. The defender knocked the ball back. Very good, really. They knew that he was not going to be able to catch the ball and definitely stay in touch, so he jumped, palmed the ball backwards, sort of volleyball style, to his fullback, who had gone towards the try line and picked up the ball, and then the game carried on. Toulouse have gone through several pairs of hands and reached the far side of the pitch, but not really gained a great deal of ground forward. The Oldham tackling, I've got to say, today is excellent. So, how much that will take out of them, we'll see later on as Toulouse come into it. One man goes low in the tackle, the next two go high. In that instance, we didn't quite stop the man first of all, but followed up and knocked on now. Ball coming along the line. Ooh, and what a great tackle by the Oldham man. And the ball's been knocked out of the number 21 for Toulouse. That man being Gavin Marguerite.
Well, it was a cracking tackle by Adam Neal, wasn't it? That really shook him. He dropped the ball, and the congratulations from the other Oldham players.
Yep.
It was as if we'd won the match.
Well, we'd won that tackle.
Well, fair enough.
The little steps, as they say.
Just shows they're up for it, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. And certainly, the French lads know they've got a game on their hand here. Hewitt to put the ball in. It's on the halfway line. Ball goes in, picked up by loose forward, thrown out the line to Oldham's 26. And thank you, one of our new lads, Cameron Pierce-Paul. How's he been shaping so far, do you reckon, Gerald?
He's not had much of a chance to do much, but it's looked all right. His tackling's been fine.
He's a big enough lad, isn't he? As Oldham drive into the Toulouse half of the field, 10 yards, 15 yards inside that half, centre of the field. Coming out straight from Acton Harper, throws a dummy or two. San G has to pick it up, faced immediately by 3 Toulouse defenders, one of which gets him, swings him round, dumps into the ground, just short of the 10 metres inside the Toulouse half of the field. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham 15 yards inside the Toulouse half. Gets up, plays the ball now, comes back. And a bit of a good dummy sold there by Oldham's number 11. Well, I thought it was number 11. I can't spot a number 11 on my team sheet. But the ball's eventually... Oh, dear me. Oldham really kicking a ball without looking to see there in the form of Oldham's 13, Liam Thompson. And another good storming tackle comes in, gets the Oldham crowd roaring on that. It stops the Frenchmen in their tracks.
Well, Tyson spotted him from a distance and made sure he didn't miss.
Came in like, what's the great fast train in France called?
No.
We'll call it
the Flying Scotsman.
No. They've got this special super high-speed train, haven't they? That we had the one through the Channel Tunnel to do. Anyway, beside all that, Toulouse are in possession, just inside the Oldham half of the field now, and the referee says 5th tackle, and we're coming up to halfway through the first half as Toulouse throw out to the far side, collected by the centre. Oldham having to chase back well by Oldham's number 10, Adam Neal, who drops on the loose ball, and Oldham in possession but only a couple of yards short of their own try line. Now Oldham's turn to drive out. The first charge gets them a good 10 yards, picked up from Acton Harper. Another drive forward, that's excellent, takes Oldham 25 yards out. Oh, that's forward by a mile and a half. I don't know where he was thinking he was then. But Gerald, halfway through the first half, 20 minutes of the game gone. Right. All over to you.
Well, that was obviously so far forward, the referee couldn't fail but award the scrum down, so it'll be head and ball to Toulouse.
Well, the Oldham crowd said it was a forward pass.
It must have been. Crowd,
it must have been a bus stop apart.
So it's left centre position as far as Toulouse are concerned. The scrum down, more or less exactly halfway between the halfway line and Oldham's try line. So the ball's already out. It's another good tackle there, going low. Thompson's done 3 or 4 of those. Now we've been given a penalty kick because of a flop by Oldham's number 18, and that's Ben Davis, who's recently come onto the field. They've already taken the tap. They're in the 20, going forward. So Oldham need to have a good stint of defence here to keep out the Frenchmen. A quick dummy there, nobody falls for it.
And we've actually, since the players have gone off, new ones come on, we're all tackling high at the moment, leaving his legs free.
So Toulouse going through near the try line. Have they made it? No, the referee says no, they haven't. They're just short. So they're going to go over now, though, I think. Indeed, they have. And I think it's the number 13, Andrew Bentley, who's gone over for Toulouse, just to the right of the post as we're looking on. To the left of the post as Oldham are defending. So the current score, Oldham 4, Toulouse 4, with a relatively easy kick to come. The fella who's taking the kicks, I'm presuming it's going to be the fullback, Mark Carella, who was doing some outstanding kicking in practice from about 2:15 onwards.
I'm going to say, Gerald, disappointing that try, because as I pointed out, we'd begun our tackling, which up till then had been really, really good. There was always somebody going down at the legs when others were going at the top of the body, but we were taking them low down so they didn't gain those extra yards. We suddenly stopped doing it. That 3 drives in where we didn't take the legs, and they were ready for going over.
Toulouse themselves, while this kick is being taken, are making 2 substitutions. Canet and Crueche are coming on. So those are the first 2 interchanges. And there goes the ball over the post, over the bar between the posts, putting Toulouse into the lead. Oldham 4, Toulouse 6. So Oldham have played well so far. We can't deny that. So let's hope that they can keep up this momentum. It'll be who's going to be kicking off. Sam Wood will be kicking off. He's teed the ball up very high. He's lining up the ball. He strikes the ball now. It's a high kick. It's towards Oldham's right wing, Toulouse left wing. It's gathered well there, but it's a good chase by Oldham. One of the main tacklers being Joyce Tyson again. He's having a good, strong, hard game, is Tyson today. Toulouse coming forward. Good yards made before the lads driven back just 2 or 3 metres. 2 tackles gone in this particular set. And Oldham are in again. A good strong tackle there by Adam Neal. The 15 metres away from the halfway line, centre of the field. Toulouse coming down the hill, down the slant. Oh, a very early kick in the play, and it's gathered over and near the right hand touch line by Stephen Neal, Oldham's fullback, who's hauled to ground 10 metres away from his own line. Acting half-back is Adam Clay, who goes straight away, runs into trouble. He is Oldham coming forward again with an interchange being made. Kenny Hughes has come off, and I think it's Matthew Wilkinson who's come on. It's the first time we've seen him. 5th tackle, says the referee. We're still 10 metres away from the halfway line. There goes a kick from Sam Wood. It's pouched by the full-back for Toulouse, who gives it to his winger, who runs forward into trouble, but he's gained himself 20 metres away from his own try line. Now they come down the short side on this particular play. Another good tackle. Somebody goes low again. Inevitably, it's Thompson who goes low. That's the 4th good low tackle that he's done, exactly on the halfway line. That's where play is at the moment. Toulouse, they've gone to their left-hand side. A dummy comes to nowhere because it's a good tackle by Danny Langtree and a couple of other Oldham players. So now they've continued to go down the short side. Have they broken through? Not quite. 5th tackle, says the referee, with 30 metres away from the try line. It's a little dummy, a little kick through. Who's going to gather it? Well, it looked as if Oldham's Stephen Neal was going to gather it, but then he was outreached by one of the Toulouse players, but he couldn't actually gather it. He tapped the ball forward. So a knock on, but because it was on the 5th play, it'll be a play the ball. So Oldham in possession. Stephen Neal coming, and with Liam Bent has come onto the field. Liam Bent, remember, is from Salford, and the maximum number of matches he's allowed to play is 5. Meanwhile, with an injury, an Oldham player who got himself injured there. The
it's either Sam Wood or Ben Davis. Is that an 8 on his back? It's an 8, yeah, so it's Ben Davis. Ben Davis,
is it, who's managed to sit up on his haunches. Meanwhile, the water carriers from both teams are coming on. Make sure that the liquid is kept up. Ben Davis stands up. The physio signals that he's all right to carry on. He's going to play his ball. eventually, and it'll be Matthew Wilkinson at dummy half. He's looking around, wearing a very knobby skull cap he is, black with a red trim. And he puts the ball inside to, I think it's Sadiq Adibiye, who's come on for this first taste of rugby at Bowerfold. Oldham going forward. Oh, that was a pass to nothing. So we're 8 metres away from the halfway line. Oldham going forward. And it's Davis again who has the ball. It's a high kick from Sam Wood, who's underneath it. It's well gathered by the number 20. That's Paul Masson for Toulouse, but a good tackle there by Sammy G. Oldham tackling well. Matthew Wilkinson just come on. He's only a slight build, David, isn't he?
Yeah, just want to pick up when we get a chance about the kick that Oldham put in a few moments ago.
Yeah.
It was an almighty kick, very, very high, but it was nowhere where our attackers could get to when it was coming down to land. Are you with me? So the defenders...
Sam G got there quite quickly. I know what you're saying.
The defenders had a free time to catch it before they were tackled.
Fifth tackle, says the referee. Toulouse 8 metres inside the Oldham half of the field, centre of the field. They've chosen to go to the left. It's a high kick. Who's underneath it? Adam Clay is underneath it. He gathers it well, doesn't avoid the first tackler, stands up, plays his ball. No, it couldn't have been Adam Clay, because Adam Clay's finished up with the ball now. Who was it underneath? Must have been Stephen Neal at fullback. Oh, we didn't know what to do then. We didn't know whether to go for a shave or a haircut. Finish up doing nothing. We've got to pass the ball away from the ruck. We can't just hang about there. So, Oldham in possession. A high tackle. Fifth.
That's quite a few high tackles been penalised by the referee.
Yeah. Stop the clock. The referee stopped the clock. He has a little word with the Toulouse player about the high tackle. I think it'll be Sam Wood who takes this particular penalty. Is 25 metres away from his own line. Left-footed kick. He kicks it towards the left wing, and he puts it over the Lord Tom Pendry stand. It's not a bad kick at all there. Must have been 30 metres gained. Oldham are in no particular rush, though, are they, to get on with the game? Who has the ball? Joyce Tyson taps the ball, goes on his own. Breaks through the first set of tacklers, doesn't break through the second. Gains himself 10, 12 metres. Here come Oldham again. Putting the ball. Short tackles. We need to spread the ball a little bit more, I would have thought, Dave. Perhaps we'll do it this time. Number 16 has the ball for Oldham. Going forward. We're 30 metres away from the try line. Thompson has the ball. And he spills it in the tackle. And the referee says, what does he say? He's touching his elbow. And he's signalled something or other. He's given head and ball to Toulouse. Well, why wasn't he allowed to continue playing then?
Well, perhaps he'd blown.
Don't know. I'm glad he did because
they had a free run to the line.
Indeed,
didn't they?
yeah.
So
Toulouse head and ball at this particular scrum, 20 metres away from their own try line. They've gone to the left-hand side. It's a good tackle there by Oldham. The referee says get back the full 10, which they do. Toulouse coming forward again, run into trouble. Good tackling by Oldham, it's got to be said. The crowd shout forward, I don't think it was. We're 5 metres away from the halfway line. Toulouse in possession. They've just crossed into the Oldham half of the field. No, they haven't. They've come across field, and then the lad looks for a gap, cuts inside, makes another 8 to 10 metres. We're 20, 30, 35 metres. Fifth tackle, says the referee. 35 metres away from Oldham's line. Here comes the kick. Another high kick. Who's underneath it? Is an Oldham player underneath it? No, a Toulouse player was underneath it to put it backwards, volleyball style, as Dave described it earlier. Eventually the ball goes to Danny Langtree, and he's tackled 10 metres away from his own try line. Adam Clay bringing the ball out. Nearly breaks through, doesn't quite. Yes. Toulouse holding down. A bit of sarcastic applause there from Adam Clay. I don't think the referee will wear much of that. So Oldham have the penalty. 20 metres away from their own line. Sam Wood puts the ball into touch. It must have been a good kick because I expected to hear the rattle above us, but it must have cleared the stand. Sammy G is going to tap the ball forward, taps the ball, puts the ball to Thompson. Thompson gives the ball inside, and the recipient won't thank him for it. That's Liam Bent, who took a right clattering. Oldham, meanwhile, have progressed into the Toulouse half of the field, and it's Matthew Wilkinson puts the ball to his left. The referee stops the play because there's an injury to a Toulouse player from the last little tackle.
And the scores after 30 minutes, Gerald. It's Oldham 4, Toulouse Olympique 6.
In the sun.
In the sun, well, yeah. I just feel that the last 10 minutes, Oldham has been a bit more disjointed than they were in the first 10 minutes.
Yes.
Certainly the number of new players coming into the side were bound to have an effect on it like that. But, the Toulouse, meanwhile, just seem to be coming on stronger, faster, and their tackles are, if I say powerful, that's a bit of an understatement.
Players underway again, David.
So Oldham in possession, just 15 yards inside the Toulouse half. Gets up, plays the ball, put the ball along the line into an Oldham player. 3 Toulouse players dump him to the ground, but that's just outside the Toulouse 20. Gets up, plays his ball, comes along the line to Oldham's 7. Dave Hewitt, ball kicked into the corner, but again it's gone to ground, knocked forward. I think Oldham should get the ball, but the difference there between the kicks. You know, early on I was saying that our kicks were coming down, there was nobody around to worry the catcher. And the last 2 times that Toulouse have kicked, at least the last 2 times, they're coming down into congested areas, and Oldham are not able to know that I can catch this ball cleanly. Very off-putting. So we await. The referee stops the clock. The scrums go down. He signals to the defenders on the Toulouse try line. Oldham's heading ball. Ball goes out. Now, what's the referee wanting to do here?
He's insisting that the 10 metres away from the base of the scrum, Dave.
Right, okay. So the ball goes in, comes out to Sam G. Sam G faced by 4 Toulouse players. He's not going to go anywhere forward. 3 of them get him. One rakes the ball out of his arms.
No, he's given a knock.
Well, he's given a knock. That was... I'm sure I saw the player that 2 arms go in and they pulled out and the ball followed.
Well, Sam G thinks so as well from the glare he just gave the touch judge.
So it's scrum down, but this time it's going to be Toulouse heading ball. And the referee having a word with one of the Oldham players. Looks like Oldham's 27 being Matthew Wilkinson.
No action at the moment.
No, sorry. I do apologise. It's been quite that. Toulouse put the ball in inside their own 20. Comes out quickly. Oh, and a good tackle, really.
Danny Langtry.
Stopped the Toulouse man in his tracks, knocked him back 3 steps, but Toulouse quickly play the ball. Oldham do the tackling again. 2 high, 1 low. That's good tackling. Toulouse again. Dummy duck coming up from in halfback though. And drive through. They kept the ball alive on this occasion. Drive forward. Good tackle by Oldham. 2 men dumped him 10 yards short of the halfway line. Toulouse in possession. Good tackle by Oldham's Matthew Wilkinson. Brings the man down just short of the halfway line. Crawls forward. Gets up. Plays the ball. Toulouse charging down this slope here at Bowerfold. 5th tackle, says the referee. And Toulouse keep the pressure on. A grubber kick through. That bounces nicely. Picked up by... that was an excellent catch. Was that Steve Neal at fullback at the bottom of all that? I shall wait to see as Oldham now in possession. Bring the ball out. A good charge out on this occasion. No way for them through. Gets up. Play the ball. Good charge. 3 Toulouse men swarm all round them. Gets up. Play the ball. Picks up off the bootlaces by Clay. Ducks in. Dumped to the ground on the halfway line. Plays the ball. Straight from acting halfback goes Wilkinson. Wilkinson offloads the ball. And again, Oldham. Good pass in here. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham 15 yards inside the Toulouse half of the field. A grubber kick into the corner, goes into the corner.
That's a sensible kick, that.
Along the ground, into touch. It'll be a scrum down. Toulouse heading ball, but it was, as you say, a sensible kick. Oldham were under,
pinned them
under
down
pressure.
well in their own half.
Yep, pushes them back, and now it takes a bit of time while players get into the right place, so to speak. 36 minutes of this second half gone. First half gone, I wish it was 36. No, I don't. We're losing by 2. I'll rephrase that. So it's a scrum down, about 15 yards short of the Toulouse post. Unfortunately, it's Toulouse heading ball. The referee wanting the players to be in the right position. Points at the players. Says play on. 4 minutes or so to go to half time as Oldham do the tackling. First man dumped to the ground, gets up, plays the ball to Toulouse, and Oldham penalised for offside there.
No interfering at the play the ball, I think, David. But
well,
I just thought the fella slipped.
I think it's very difficult because it was a good kick by the Toulouse man. Lands on the stand near us here, and the linesman who's following up from the rear decides that went off at the halfway line. As Toulouse take a tap and move in there, driving forward. Good tackling by Oldham there. Gets up, plays the ball. 3 of them in that tackle. Ball comes out to this near side, a little bit of ball juggling going on. And tackling's good. Oldham, Toulouse make 10 yards in that. Ring along the 10-metre line in. Ball goes off the Frenchman. What had the referee given that for? He's holding on to somebody, but it's hard to see. Well, anyway, it's a penalty to Toulouse. 12 yards, 13 yards inside the Oldham half of the field. Take the tap, they're charging forward. And now eventually somebody goes low. Again, 6 or 7 yards gained on top of there. Gets up.
Sometimes you wonder what these referees are at, don't you?
Oh, comes across a deep ball out. Tackling goes in. Toulouse lose possession. A heck of a tackle coming in. Was that Sam G's tackle? But Oldham celebrating that. It's Oldham's heading ball, and I think Oldham.
Just going back to that decision a few moments ago, I think what the referee interpreted it as tackle before he received the ball, but they'd already passed the ball forward, though.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think there may have been a Toulouse player in the area, but it certainly wasn't the one that the ball was going to. Anyway. Scrum down, 15 yards short of the Oldham try line. Oldham's heading ball. Ball goes in, picked up at the back of the scrum, and into action and a drive forward. At the bottom of that pile of humanity is an Oldham player, gets up, plays the ball. That Oldham player was Clay, I think. And now another drive forward, 5 extra yards gain. The big lad on and off the players that he's tackled there. So, oh dear me. Now Toulouse are coming in with the fearsome tackles here. Gets up, plays the ball. One step forward in front of the referee as Oldham drive forward. So picked up, going the far side. First man drives in, no way through. 5th tackle, that was quick. Oldham into possession. A kick here. Comes along the ground and into touch. And not a 40-20, but puts Toulouse back to their own... well, they'll be defending on their own try line. It's 10 yards out from there. The packs come together slowly as we go into the last couple of minutes of this half. Oldham trailing by 6 points to 4. Oldham 4, Toulouse 6. The packs go down.
Well, they will soon, Dave.
Yeah, well, I was anticipating there.
Now.
They had to write out a list before they had to go down. Toulouse draw the men in and then throw the ball out. And Tyson, good tackle by Tyson there, because for a moment it looked as if Toulouse were going to outflank us on that far side. But Toulouse now, two carries, and they're just 5 yards short of the halfway line. Been good progress for them on this second. Little short ball to the big lad. He's not offloaded the ball, he's still in possession. Dumped to the ground though by Oldham, just just inside his own half of the field. Toulouse in possession, get up, play the ball into big chap, drives in there, turns, having got the tackle, puts a long ball out to this near side. Oldham need to be aware of it. The Stockton going too forward. Half time, the hooter goes, the referee blows his whistle. That is half time. We've been playing 40 minutes. The half time score, it's Oldham 4, Toulouse 6. The Oldham crowd in front of us a standing ovation to the Oldham team at half-time. Gerald, deserved or what?
Well, I think they do deserve a good round of applause because they've done ever so well. Scott Naylor said, don't mention it, it's irrelevant, the fact that Toulouse are a top 4 team. But I do mention it, and it's not irrelevant. Toulouse are a top 4 team. And all right, they've a couple of players missing. Oldham have 9 players missing, and they're holding them. So the current score at half-time is Oldham 4, Toulouse Olympique 6.
Thank you very much, Arthur, and welcome back to Bowerfold. The teams are just coming out for the second half performance, and Gerald, it's been an exciting first half. Oldham trailing by 2 points. All to do, though, haven't we?
Yeah, indeed. Both teams now taking to the field. We've been entertained at half-time by some tag rugby from 2 local schools. One of the teams, I think Dave mentioned it earlier, had 3 young ladies playing for the team. The ball's already on the kicking tee. It'll be Sam Wood to start the second half. We're going to need a referee. Here he comes now. There's the hooter to prove it works. The referee acknowledges that he can hear it. So play will start any moment now. Sam Wood strikes the ball. It's a high kick towards the Toulouse posts. Underneath it, the Toulouse player, and a good chase by Oldham, and a good tackle by Oldham too. So Toulouse have come to the left centre position. Danny Langtree, the main contributor to that particular tackle. Toulouse coming forward. This big lad's had a good game, David. It's difficult to read his number though. Now that he's playing away from us, perhaps we'll have a better chance of identifying his name. Is it number 26, Constantine Mika? So there goes an early kick from Toulouse, and it's going to be gathered, or is it going to run dead? Yeah, it runs dead. So Stephen Neal brings the ball up to the 20, taps the ball, runs forward. No gaps there, but it does gain himself about 6 metres. Now we're back to 6 tackles because that was the new rule. So Adam Clay put on his back 8 metres away from the halfway line. Matthew Wilkinson spins the ball to his left. The recipient didn't thank him for it. Wilkinson again puts the ball out to Oldham's new player. Cameron Pierce ball? Is he? No, I think it's Sadiq Adibi. I'll get used to it eventually. They change the personnel every week. The referee says that Wilkinson spilled the ball, so it's going to be a scrum down, head and ball to Toulouse, about 25 metres away from their own try line. Certainly the crowd around here disagree with the referee's decision. They thought it was stripped out, and I think I go with the crowd around here. So eventually the ball will be put into the scrum. It is put into the scrum by Anthony Marion, and plays underway again. We're 12 metres away from the halfway line, right centre position. Toulouse coming up the slight hill here at Bowerfold in the blue and white tops, white stockings and white shorts. Oldham in the traditional red and white hoops, blue shorts and red and white hoop stockings. Toulouse have crossed into the Oldham half of the how many tackles have gone. The referee's made a decision. He's given a penalty to Toulouse. I don't know what the penalty count is. I suspect that Toulouse are ahead with it.
I think you're right.
So here's the number 26, Constantine Mika. He puts the ball out on this occasion rather than going on his own. So Toulouse coming forward again, running to the red and white wall of the Oldham defence. They're 18 metres away from the try line as they play the ball on this occasion. A good tackle, one up, one down. Looking for the referee's hand, perhaps I'm a bit too early. They're certainly threatening here, are Toulouse. Are they going to go over? No, Danny Langtree to the rescue. Good tackle. They're on the Oldham try line though. They're spinning the ball along. The lad tries to go on his own, tries backwards looking for support. It doesn't come. The referee calls held and he also calls fifth tackle. Now they've come to the left-hand side. It's a little chip through. Who's going to get there first? Tyson, I think. No, Tyson took a swipe at the ball and actually missed it. So the ball went dead off a Toulouse player. So it'll be the 7 tackles that you get these days from that particular situation. My word, I saw Clay's head go back then in that tackle. Now 6 to go in this set. Oldham coming forward. 6 yards away from the halfway line. Here comes Oldham again, running at the angle. They've crossed into the Toulouse half of the field. Matthew Wilkinson, acting halfback, gives the ball to Sam Wood. I think it's Sam Wood there. He'll stand up, he plays his ball. And it's Sadiq Adibi going forward with 30 metres away from the try line. Now it's a kick through by Hewitt. And it'll be a scrum down, head and ball to Toulouse, but on their own 10-metre line. So that's good, sensible play, really, to try and keep Toulouse pinned back. Remember, this is the top 4 team, a team that actually walloped Oldham 58 points to 18 in the south of France back in April. That was a new chant, David. I've not heard that particular one before. Oh, the referee given offside. He said that the Oldham players infringed, got within 10 metres of the scrum. Those are easy yards for Toulouse, and they put the ball over onto the right touch line in the 10 metres away from the halfway line. Running forward. Good tackling again by Oldham. Three in that particular tackle. 2 up, 1 down. Toulouse. Oh, who's done that tackle? Nobody. The lad slips out of it. And he slips out of another like an eel. Toulouse coming forward. It's the big lad again. Constantine Mika. He seems to enjoy pain. The referee calls held. Oh, looking for a gap. It doesn't open up, fortunately. The referee says to the Oldham players, get back the full 10. They're coming forward again. Oh, what a good tackle that was by Sam Wood. Now it's the 5th tackle. What will Toulouse do? He's decided to run it on his own, and he's put on his back. Well done, Oldham. Good defence. Hand over. Play the ball. So, Oldham are going to play the ball. The number... Right. Wilkinson has the ball from dummy half, puts the ball to his left. We're 20 metres away from our own post. A multitude of interchanges going on here, David. 3 of them have been changed. I'll try and keep track of who they all are.
They're called...
According to the tannoy, they're all called... Oh, we've won a penalty. That's the first of this half, I think. I think a bit of interfering at the play of the ball, unless the referee's trying to even things up, which you sometimes do. So it'll be Sam Wood, left-footed kick. Oh, that's a good kick. Good yards gained, all for nothing.
I thought he sliced that one, but it was a belting kick.
Yeah. So it'll be Tyson who takes the tap. I should think, knowing George, he won't pass it. He'll fancy going on his own. He didn't like that ball that was thrown on for him. Kicked it off. He's going to get the same ball back. Oh, it does pass it. I was wrong. Now the referee, if they were offside, referee, give a penalty. Don't just tell them to get back. Joyce taps the ball, gives the ball to Wood. Wood puts the ball inside to number 30. That's Daniel Smith. We're 15 metres away from the try line. Going forward, left centre position, coming at an angle over there. We're 10 metres away from the try line. 4 to go in this particular set. 4-6 down we are at the moment. Making good yards forward. The hold down just 5 metres away from the try line. A good Sam Wood passes the ball to Langtree. Langtree and we're over. George Tyson goes over. Oldham decide to pass the ball, and they did ever so well through 1, 2, 3 pairs of hands. The last one to take it was Danny Langtree, and in support was George Tyson, who puts the ball down about 15 metres in from the right-hand touchline. And it'll be a kick to come. That puts Oldham in the lead, 8 points to 6. And it'll be... Well, I thought it would be Sam Wood who's going to try and make the conversion attempt, but actually it's going to be David Hewitt, who's currently taking water on board. So Oldham's 8, Toulouse 6 at this particular juncture. Hewitt has had his fill of refreshment now, wipes his hands on his shorts, goes to the kicking tee, sets it up properly, puts it on the ground. The referee's told him exactly where he ought to be. The referee stopped the clock. It is Thaler, the referee. I recognise him now. He's close up to us. Ben Thaler, the full-time Super League referee. So Hewitt, left-footed kicker from the right of the posts on the 20-metre line. 1, 2, 3.
Wind behind back. Him on this occasion, Gerald.
Steadies himself. Looks at the ball, concentrating hard. He pulled the one to the other side before. He's already missed
of it, yeah.
See what he does this time. Looks at the posts. Approaches the ball. Strikes the ball. It's good enough, I think, has it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. For one moment in its flight, I thought it was going to drift, but it didn't. It stayed true. And that puts Oldham into a 10 points to 6 lead.
Oldham leading by 4 points. Thoroughly deserved.
Toulouse to kick off. The number 1 to kick off. That's Mark Corella. It's a high, my word, that went high. Who's underneath it? Couldn't tell. But Oldham bringing it away, I think now with Sam Wood. And Wood is put to ground. 15 metres away from his own try line. Wilkinson. Oh, we nearly broke through then. Good yards made. Oldham in the ascendancy just at this moment in time. Number 14, Luke Adamson. Wilkinson goes on his own. And the ball, the referee says we've got 6 again, and Wilkinson's going on his own. We're going to go over the line. Oh, it's going to go over. Oh, no, the referee has brought play back. What has he seen here, David?
Where are you taking us back to, ref?
It's taken us way, way back. Well,
it's taken us back to the halfway line.
And given head and ball to Oldham on the halfway line, when I thought that there were a couple of knock-ons by Toulouse, and we crossed the line and scored. What happened there? What's that new law? Anyway, he's made his mark now. I'm Ben Thaler, I'm a Super League referee, and you're going to listen to me. Oldham 10, Toulouse 6, scrum down on the halfway line, head and ball to Oldham. The ball now is in the hands of, I think that's Cameron Pierce-Paul. Now George Tyson has the ball, looking for a gap, doesn't quite make it. Acting half back there is Sam Wood. Sam Wood puts the ball to Langtree. Langtree looks for a gap. There's a bit of a hanky-panky gone in there. Tyson, you don't need to be there, George. Come away. Come away, George. Calm down. He is doing at last. a bit of foul play.
Yeah, but I don't think the referee's going to really penalise him here. I think he's just going to give him a wag of the finger.
Stop the clock. I think we should try for 2 on this occasion, David. Adam Clay's having a word with the touch judge. The referee's come to have a word with the touch judge. What's the old expression? The longer the talk, the shorter the walk.
Yep.
So Thaler's making sure. No, he's not going to his pocket. He's calling over an Oldham player as well. Who's he after here?
The lad that was at his head knocked.
He's called the captain, I think. Is Sammy G today's captain?
Don't know.
Anyway, he's having a little word. Has he awarded? Well, Hewitt's already got the kicking tee in his right hand, David.
Yep.
So he's made the decision. Well, we've had a long lecture here. I don't think
the number 11 that he spoke to wasn't even involved in it. It was the big mop-headed lad at 26.
A little bit cunning play there by Hewitt. Oh no, Thaler spotted it. He said the kick was over there. No, well, nice try, Hewitt, but it didn't work on this occasion. So Oldham 10, Toulouse 6, and Hewitt with a penalty attempt to come. What would you say? 30 metres or so away from the try line.
And it's the angle.
The try line that we just crossed a moment or two ago and couldn't understand why we weren't awarded a try. Anyway, Hewitt, going through his familiar routine, puts his left foot to the ball and takes 3 strides back. He'll steady himself. He looks at the posts. Takes his time about it. He's not in any rush. It's an important kick. I think he's going to kick it today. Here he goes. He approaches the ball. He strikes the ball now. Is it a good enough for me? Indeed it is. That's Oldham 12, Toulouse 6. If Oldham pulled this one out of the fight, it'd be an absolutely wonderful victory, won't it?
It certainly will, Gerald.
How long gone in this half, David?
Well, 9 minutes gone in this half. We're just a few minutes over to our changeover because of the delay with the... well, I still don't know really why we were pulled back because
I don't either. Anyway,
then,
Toulouse to kick off in the form of Mark Kirillaha. You try saying that name, David. Go on, have a do at that one.
Mark,
that'll do.
Mark the fullback.
He hoists the ball, and who's underneath it? It's gathered by Oldham, bringing it away at full speed away from their own try line. Makes good yards, 12 metres in front of their own post. Come on, Oldham is the shout from the bottom end of the field. Oldham get the ball out from the tackle. Wilkinson goes on his own, little dodgy Wilkinson. Is only a slight player, and that has grown more and more into this game, though. He seemed a little bit lost at first. Adam Clay goes on his own, makes good yards. 5 metres away from the halfway line. He'll stand up, plays ball. Wilkinson passes the ball inside to Luke Adamson. Adamson is tackled.
We lost the ball.
We've lost the ball.
Try to flick the ball out there.
It was intercepted then by Toulouse, who have the ball. Oldham having to defend now. But immediately there's a knock on. And Oldham are playing the ball, coming forward. Langtry has the ball. It's made a break. It's through. Oh, he's just about stumbled. No, he didn't.
Oh, and he's lost the ball now.
No, he says that he must go back to where he called the tackle.
Right, they called it.
Yeah. So Wilkinson puts the ball to his right, and that's Daniel Smith. We're 15 metres away from the try line. I think 5 tackles to go in this set. Wilkinson passes the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball down in. Sammy G coming at an angle. Doesn't quite make it. 10 metres away from the try line. Come on, Oldham. Here comes Oldham again. It's a good pass. Sam Wood flicks the ball out to George Tyson. George Tyson wrestling his way through. He won't make it. He's eventually brought... It doesn't like the attention he was getting there. Sam Wood puts the ball to inside.
Ooh, that was a stern arm went whizzing by the ear.
To the post. 8 metres to go. Come on, Oldham, can we get over this line? Wilkinson looking for a gap, doesn't make it. Surely it'll be fifth tackle this time, indeed it is. Hewitt has the ball from acting half-back. He puts the ball to his left. We're running it instead of kicking. I think we'll be tackled over the line. Indeed we are. Fifth
turnover.
Last tackle. It'll be turnover. 10 metres out. Toulouse to have the ball. The referee stops the clock. And
11 minutes into the second half, Gerald. It's Oldham 12, Toulouse Olympique 6. And it's Toulouse 10 yards out from their own try line, playing the ball, trying to drive up this hill. The Oldham tackling's good, solid and strong. Stop him in his tracks. Gets up, plays the ball. Then they're trying to drive up the centre of the park, but the Oldham tackling, it's still solid and strong. Toulouse in possession, pinned inside their own 20 at the moment. That looked a bit adjacent to me. Drive into the Oldham defence, held it good enough. Oh, and now Oldham are penalised. The man on the floor thrashing about with his legs, and somehow you're supposed to let go, take a boot in the face because the referee deems that it's time. Considering the amount of... must be super.
Having a word. Who does he want to speak to? But you're absolutely right, David. If a fella's... It's self-protection if they're kicking about with the legs, flailing like that.
Flashing, trying to get the feet loose.
You're going to take one in the teeth.
Well, that's right. And in fact, didn't we have an incident? Was it last week? I'm sure somebody ended up... It was. Anyway, the Oldham lad got a boot in his head at the Spanner's son. Now
yes.
The ball kicked for touch, so they find it in touch, just 5 yards short of the halfway line. Toulouse in possession. Take the tap. Drive along the line. Oldham tacklers come on. They're good enough. There's three of them smuggling, but they're all high at the moment. One of you goes low, he'll go down. Let's go. Oh, what for, referee? I think the referee's got this down for an away victory somehow on his pool scooping, as it was.
I'd love to know what the penalty count is.
There's a Toulouse kick for touch again. We seem to be getting penalised because the referee is... because we're not putting players down at the start of the tackle, and every time that Toulouse are going in for the tackle, notice they're going to hand off players with stiff arms, I think. So Toulouse in possession, driving in towards the corner. They're 10 yards short of the Oldham try line. Don't know how many tackles have gone in this particular set. Toulouse put the ball along the line. They're in across there. Big ball deep to the back. That hit the Toulouse player on the leg, and the referee's called it as a knock-on, but that hit him on the leg. It was wrong again. It was the ball hit the Toulouse player on the calf, and then went forward from there, but it not touched his hands.
Anyway, it's head and ball to Oldham,
which will do me. So it's scrum down. Oldham's head and ball. It's just outside their own 20. Just to the right-hand side of the field, the Oldham crowd behind the post to our right, getting rather excited.
And quite right too.
It's a good performance by Oldham. Ball goes in, picked up at loose forward, fed to Samji. Samji was stationary when he picked it up, has driven his way forward, got up to 10 yards short of the halfway line. Driving in Oldham, pushing forward every occasion, held just short of the halfway line. Victor crowded round there. Ball goes out to the side. Ooh, and put down. That gets up, plays the ball. It's Wilkinson that's acting half all the time. It's having a good game, getting this ball moving by either side. Oldham come driving in. They're up to the 20. A little grubber kick on. Toulouse player knocks it back and then catches it himself. And Tyson and another I'll have to settle for. I think it's
Sam Wood,
Pierce.
I think.
Right, do the tackling. So Toulouse in possession, drive it over the 25, just centre of the field. Oldham tackling's good enough, held in. Carl's the referee, gets up the Oldham player, injured his arm or took a knock there. The ball's been knocked back, it's picked up by Oldham and in possession, and that was really a waste of time. And Nort comes with it, so we're back with it. It was Danny Langtree. What on earth was Langtree thinking of?
It's the free play.
It's a free play, so you can try anything you want.
If it
doesn't come off,
if it pays off, smashing.
Yeah.
If it doesn't pay off, then they go revert to the scrum.
Which makes it, I suppose, it makes it more adventurous. Langtree there, obviously, ready and raring for that. So we're waiting for the packs to come round.
Looks like Kenny Hughes is due to come back on. Probably in place of Wilkinson. I've been impressed with Wilkinson.
I've been very impressed with Wilkinson, and for two reasons. One, his play, and two, the fact he's got his hair dyed red. You can tell him who he is. you know who he is without having to check too much. So although I've never seen, actually, it might not be his hair dyed red. It's a scrum cap. It's a scrum cap.
It's his school cap. He used to go to Delasell, Pembleton.
And listen, you can't knock that. My old school tie got Manchester Bees on it.
Oh, I know.
I found my school tie the other day. I thought, my God, it's 50 years old, this tie.
These Manchester Bees, Karen's bought me a pair of socks with the Manchester Bees on. I cut a fine figure wearing them.
That's a doubt.
I wore them at the gym this morning.
Yeah.
Doing me miles on the bike.
Oh, there we go. The saga of Gerald Briley on the bike.
The crowd have recognised Valu Bentley, who gives them a wave bottom end.
Right, Valu, get up there and get us a winning try for Oldham. Right, so the Toulouse lads have been scrummed down for a week and a half there. The referee calls the packs ready. We're ready to go. And we're not, because the referee decided, right, we'll start that again, lads. He's wearing out the stop-start on my watch, this referee. Ball goes in. Oldham take the ball. Crossed into the 5 yards
Wilkinson
inside.
thought he was being brought off, and they've sent him back on. He changed their mind.
And Oldham throw out the loose ball, but it's picked up
Sammy G
by Sammy G. Sammy G is frightening me because he's dodging about like I don't know what down there, and I'm at the back of the stand. It's penalty to Oldham. So what happened then? I didn't actually see the penalty.
They were messing about with Sammy G. The kicking tee's on, I think, is
Don't do that to Sammy G. Don't mess about with the Sammy G. Penalty to Oldham.
Yes.
It's 30 yards out from the post, right in front of the post. What will Oldham do? I have a feeling that Oldham are going to take.
Well, the kicking tee's on already, David.
You think? All right,
they've made the decision.
Well, I suppose that's it. If they get 2 points here, then
Toulouse have got to score
twice. Yeah. So we wait and see.
Taylor's actually had a slide rule out for the precise position of that particular kicking tee.
I'm surprised he didn't go back for looking up on it.
He struts about Taylor, doesn't he, the referee? He does.
Like a peacock or a chicken.
I'm important.
Or an old.
Anyway, I forgot who's supposed to be talking.
No, it's me. It's Dave Hewitt with the kick. Looks up towards the post. It's straight enough. It studies the post. Looks towards the ball. Steps two steps back. Comes forward. Hits it left-footed now. High enough, long enough, and good enough. Between the sticks it goes. Oldham 14, Toulouse Olympique 6.
And we're going to get the ball back. So, this is good stuff. I don't know how the matches, the other matches concerning the teams around us are doing, but all you can do is play the team in front of you, and we are doing ever so well. We're 14-6 to the good at the moment, and it's our friend Mark, unpronounceable surname, kicks off, and it's over on Oldham's. Oh, he's spilled the ball in front of his own line. So it's going to be a scrum down 10 metres out from the try line, head and ball to Toulouse. They're already there. The referee stops the clock. Time is against Oldham on that particular occasion.
That's disappointing. I actually didn't see I was still scribing.
Yeah, I couldn't see who it was who spilled it, but he made the right wakes of it.
It wasn't Sammy G out there.
No, I don't think so.
No. They look like they're ready for a sprint race coming off that line. Oldham team. Put the ball across. It's good tackle there. What a good tackle. As Toulouse in possession, 10 yards out from the Oldham try line. Put the ball across in front of the post. Dumped to the ground. Referee calls held. But the Toulouse player refused to let go. And now Toulouse play the ball. Coming along. Good tackling. Oldham dump him to the ground. 3 excellent tackles. Keep Toulouse 10 yards from the Oldham try line. Now, going out, the first ball comes along. It straightens up towards the post. Tackling's good. Goes nowhere through there. Gets up, plays his ball. Toulouse in possession, coming out, deep ball, drive in, the Oldham attack defence is good enough. And now, this makes it 5th tackle, says the referee. So, Oldham now, can they keep Toulouse out for one more move? The ball's gone across, a little grubber kick aimed at the upright, and it's the Oldham lad that drops on the ball, and he's kept his arms in play, kept the balls in play on field, and now so Oldham are in possession. They've weathered those 6 tackles. Whew, Gerald, as they say.
Excellent play.
So.
Yes.
Oldham now 10 yards out from their own try line. Straight, one of the Oldham players gone down, not bothered getting up.
I think it's Cameron Pierce-Paul,
one of the new lads. Yeah. So Oldham in possession, twisting and turning, driving out. Anyway through there, referee stops the clock because the Oldham player that's just been tackled, well, he's not injured, but the player further back is receiving treatment now.
Yeah,
Gerald, it's been a bit of an exciting second half.
I'll say.
Yeah, but now there's 2 Oldham players being.
It's all the better because you know that Toulouse are a top 4 team, full-time professionals, who over in France earlier this year gave us a right banjoing, and Oldham, which you've got to describe it as a bit of a scratch team, Dave, with all the injuries we've got.
You've got to wonder. I mean, there's players out there that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And they've turned up for training on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Or maybe they got there for Tuesday for the inquest on the injured.
Maybe.
So, bottles of water brought on.
And also, without Michael Ward, who's not actually... Well, he must be on the injured list. I can't see an Oldham team being written out without Michael Ward in it.
Well, they wouldn't do if you were writing the team out, would they?
The first name on the sheet.
Yeah. Just after your own. So Oldham are in possession, driving down the slope. Got a bit of distance away from their own try line now. 5th tackle, though, says the referee. Oldham with the kick. It's a long, deep kick into the far corner. Bounces, but caught by the fullback for Toulouse. Turns round, faces across field. Oh dear me. I was going to say, what a tremendous tackle. The one Oldham tackle, the player that stopped him. The second one knocked the Oldham player off the tackle. But then we've just had another tackle that put the Toulouse lad back into the middle of next week. Tremendous tackling here by Oldham. Toulouse trying to drive up the slope here at Bowerfold. 2 yards, turning round, dump him to the ground. The 4th tackle, that must be at least the 4th tackle. Straight from acting halfback, coming this near side, offloaded the ball, dumped to the ground. Hey, how many are you having, ref? How many tackles do you want? I think that was a 5th at least. As Toulouse, he's spotted it at last. Well done. So Toulouse in possession. They've gone in field on this one. A little grubber kick through, chased by Oldham. Sanjay knocked the ball back. We've got a. What's he giving now? Is it penalty to Oldham? It's turnover. He's giving the penalty. The turnover.
Yeah.
Sanjay
did well there.
He did. He just popped up from nowhere, didn't he? Yeah. But with the let's see. I think we're 20 minutes into the second half, Gerald.
Right.
Next 10
Oldham
minutes.
are about to play the ball in front of their own post, 10 metres out. Wilkinson passes the ball to his left.
Oldham 14, Toulouse 6.
Yeah. Adam Clay. Wilkinson again. Here comes another drive forward, an interchange by Oldham. That's the 8th interchange we've made. Can't see who's come off and who's gone on, but I just saw the number 8 board, that's all. So Oldham 10 metres away from the halfway line. Wilkinson puts the ball to his right hand side. So Oldham in the ascendancy, 14-6 up. And we've crossed into the Toulouse half of the field. 5th tackle, says the referee. Who's going to get this ball? Sam Wood has it. A high kick. It's a testing kick. Underneath it, it's knocked on. 12 metres out from his own try line. The French lad knocked on, much to the delight of everybody around me and the delight of the Oldham players. So, if they score from here, Dave, it might be too early to call it, but I think we might be just about in the box seat. If we can go over from this particular scrum.
If we can go over, right, so we take the ball and we get a try.
Yes.
A converted one, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. I might support you in that argument. We've
So both teams looking at each other, neither team making any effort
14 minutes to go in this
bend
game.
the back and get involved. Oldham's Sam Wood puts the ball in, and Sam G has the ball. He's gone on his own. It pushes his legs forward, stands up, plays his ball. Wilkinson puts the ball. Adam Neal is driven back. 4 meters to go to the try line. Wilkinson puts the ball to Wood. Wood puts the ball out to Adamson. Adamson is tackled.
But we're stationary. Just get yourself into a decent straight line and one of you drive at them. We're all stationary.
Who wants the ball now? We're going forward. We're 5 meters away from the posts. Wilkinson puts the ball, a deep ball to Hewitt. It's a kick through. It's well, Toulouse finish up with the ball, but they've got a heck of a long way to go up this field. They've the first tackle already completed. Here come the Oldham tacklers again. My word, it's a good, strong, good tackling by Oldham. The referee says get back the 10. Toulouse, they've an overlap this side. Adam Clay, you need to come across more. He's not listening. And they've come to this side. But the lad goes on his own, fortunately. Doesn't see that they had an extra man. Well, Oldham interfered at the play of the ball, in the opinion of the referee. And the lad who did the interfering had a word. Taylor gave them another 10 metres.
So.
Yeah. And I think the crowd around me saying that Thaler was conned, and I tend to agree. There was a flimsy little effort by Sam Wood, and the fella fell to ground as if he'd been flailed. Anyway, Toulouse have the ball. I think they're over at right centre position. They're threatening, they're going through. It's a good tackle, I think, over there, just short of the try line. So he'll stand up and play his ball. He's dived over on his own.
And he's got it.
Yeah, the try's been awarded, and that all came from a nonsensical decision here by the referee, where the fella fell to the floor as if he was being interfered with. So the current score is Oldham 14, Toulouse 10, with a conversion attempt to come. If he converts it, we're still 2 points to the good.
Oh, rubbish. And you took his man's over this side anyway.
So Oldham gathered to the side of the posts. The Toulouse player putting the ball on the kicking tee. That's Mark. I'll spell it for you. K-H-E-I-R-A-L-L-A-H.
That's Keynsham.
You try pronouncing it. Right. He's lining up the ball now. A cry of miss it from a lady in the crowd. I'd like to agree with her. Anyway, wipes his hands on his shorts. He's approaching the ball now. He strikes the ball. It's a good kick. It's gone over the stand at the far side. It puts Toulouse within 2 points of Oldham. Oldham will be kicking deep into the Toulouse half of the field.
And we were counting our chickens, Gerald, before they hatched, I'm afraid, earlier on.
Kenny Hughes is back on, and Wilkinson is off. So for the last few minutes, Kenny Hughes, the old stagers, as compared to the apprentice. I'll tell you what'll happen, Dave.
Yeah.
He'll even up the penalty count.
You think?
He'll even up the penalty count.
Will we get all ours in our own half?
No, we won't get them all, but he'll try his best. That's what they do sometimes. There goes the high kick. Knock on again. It helped us last time. Oh, he pounced it this time. But it's a good chase by Oldham, particularly Luke Adamson at number 14. Oldham, come on, we need a good tackling stint. They're 25 metres out from their own try line. 2 tackles gone in this set. The referee calls held. Here come Toulouse again, left centre position. Joyce Tyson does the tackling, helped of course by Luke Adamson. We're 8 metres away from the halfway line. The Toulouse lad held his head as if he'd been hurt. Oh, it led with his elbow then.
They have several times, Gerald.
Yeah. Anyway, they're coming forward now. It needs a good stint of tackling. We get the first tackle. 5th tackle, says the referee. Here comes the kick. It's a high kick. Who's underneath it? Hopefully with a player underneath it. It's gathered by Sam G. Excellent. Who breaks through one tackle, breaks through a second tackle, but doesn't break through the... Well done, Sam G. Now then, stand up, play your ball. Oh, Adam Clay coming inside with 20 metres away from the halfway line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball inside with 10 metres away from the halfway line. The referee says to the Toulouse players, get back the full 10. Here come Oldham again. We've not yet got into the Toulouse half of the field. And this is Sadiq Adibi, yeah, I think. I'm looking for the referee's arm. Yes, there it goes, 5th tackle. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt drills the ball across the far side into touch. It'll be a scrum down. Head and ball to Toulouse, but at least it's keeping Toulouse pinned down in their own half. And hopefully we can pray in a mistake and take advantage of it. The referee stopped the clock because the physio's on the field.
And with 10 minutes to go, Gerald, to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So
take us to victory then, David.
Oldham 14, Toulouse 12. Knife edge this match is on. Knife edge. Oldham kick for touch. It's a scrum down inside the Toulouse 20. Comes out the Toulouse side. Big lad powers into Oldham's defence, but put down there. That's Luke Adamson standing strong. Go Toulouse again. Open out play somewhat. Run across the face of the Oldham defence and put to ground. 2 tackles gone. They're just 10 yards short of the halfway line. Toulouse in possession, driving forward. Pushing now. Put him onto the halfway line. We're going high up on the body again in this final 10 minutes of the game. Oldham 14, Toulouse Olympique 12. Good tackling going in from Oldham to Olympique. Toulouse 5 yards inside the Oldham half. Release the ball, keep it alive. They're moving across the front of the Oldham defence, and then Oldham let them run at them. Held down, 5th tackle, says the referee. Gets up, Toulouse in possession, 10 yards inside the Oldham half. A kick across field. Up go the catchers. It's taken nicely by Oldham. But before he can do anything, being dragged towards the touchline. Tyson acting halfback. Tyson goes, comes into it, bounces off 3 players, dumped to the ground. Toulouse swarm all over him. Arms, legs, and goodness knows what. Tyson's at the bottom of a pile. The referee stops the clock.
Right, the score 14-12 in favour of Oldham. Tyson has been poleaxed there.
Yep, he's
drinks all round.
Rolling on in agony. Now the rest of the Oldham team are back. The water carriers passing messages on to players at the far side. It's Tyson's leg. I think
it's his right leg that the physio's looking at.
I'm not certain if whether somebody got a knee into into the back of his muscle.
Perhaps he twisted it.
Let's hope it's something as simple as that.
Club doctor's on. A lady doctor on this occasion.
Tyson rolling round.
So there's a stoppage in play because of this
injury. As we go into vital 9 minutes, it will be left of this game. Oldham 14, Toulouse Olympique 12. Toulouse. And your mate from Royton Market.
Oh yeah, he has a bread stall now on Royton Market.
He'll get bread thrown at him tomorrow if it all goes the wrong way here today. Coming off smiling like that.
I bought a crusty cob off him on Thursday.
Has it gone bad yet? What do they call it? What did they do? Bread? Has it gone stale? That's it. Has it gone stale?
George is going to stagger to his feet.
Well, he does get to his feet, but. Let's see if the magic steps work. 2 or 3 steps and then it magically becomes all right.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Come on, Dave, take us to victory.
Okay, right, well, I'll do my best. As Tyson plays his ball and the referee starts the clock, and Oldham are in possession, 10 yards short of the halfway line inside their own half. Gets up to play the ball, and it's along the line into A drive down the centre. Oldham still in possession. 4 Toulouse players swarm on top. Oldham moving it out to the left-hand side. Twisting and turning. Crossing to the Toulouse half of the field. 5th tackle, says the referee. What are Oldham going to do? They kick for touch down that far touch line. They find touch on there. And it was as Toulouse come galloping back to stop the clock. They get there. The referee stops the clock. So we await as Oldham will come at snail's pace to the scrum.
Just to explain that, Dave, in case listeners don't know, as soon as Toulouse gets 6 players assembled in the scrum formation,
the clock stops. So the team that's in a rush to keep the game, to get the game started, will always run to the spot to get in there. Scrum down, Toulouse head and ball. Ball goes in, comes out across this near side. Oldham tackling good enough right in front, pinned to Toulouse 15 yards from their own try line. The second tackle comes in, driving across field. And Tyson's high up. Gently they twist him to the ground. Get off him, Tyson. Steps back.
That's a miraculous recovery by George.
I know, it's amazing. That leg's been stuck on with sticking plaster and he's doing remarkable.
Still limping a bit.
What's the referee? Give him the knock on to Oldham. It's Oldham's penalty. Or Oldham head and ball. Scrum down. Oldham will take the time. Toulouse come rushing in. That's 5 men into the pack. 6 men. Stop the clock. So we go into the last 8 minutes. It's Oldham 14. Toulouse 12. Oldham head and ball at the scrum. 15 yards inside the Toulouse half of the field. Just in front of us here, 20 yards in from touch. Oldham say that ball's soft, we'll have another one. Oldham in the form of their number 16, Sam Wood. Having trouble picking up the ball is Sam. So we were ready to start the clock again. Ball goes in, referee starts the clock, and we've a game on as Oldham try to drive the ball forward. And my stopwatch was going ever so slow. Right, again, another drive forward. No way through for Oldham there, but they're 18 yards from the try line. Picked up, running the ball, dummies one side, then the other, twisting, turning. A penalty to Oldham. 2 points from this, surely, lads. Unless they think that they can run the clock down here. Oldham are, well, it's taken a tap. The tap has been taken, and Oldham drive forward in the form of number 30. Daniel Smith is brought down 2 yards short of the try line. But Oldham just need to hang on to possession, run the clock down, throwing the ball out towards the left wing. Coming in, it's Sam G. Sam G tries to hand off too, but he's held up in the upright position. Comes thrown to the ground. Gets up slowly, plays his ball. Now it's straight out. They're driving now by Oldham's 18. No way through for Ben Davis there. He's held up 2 yards short of the try line. Oldham in possession. And can he... Well, we're twisting and turning. We're not quite there. It's funny. Why didn't we go for the dive in as Toulouse went on the last one? Tyson pushing off players left, right and centre. Trying to hold up. 5th tackle, says the referee. What are Oldham going to do now? They're going to the short side. They're held up. It's a turnover. Oh my goodness gracious me. And the time, it's just over 5 minutes of the game to go. Toulouse in possession. Oldham need to hold them back here. Oldham leading by 2 points. They push the man back. Back to the 10-yard line. Toulouse play the ball. Another drive forward, but some great tackling by Oldham. Stop them in the tracks. 10 yards out from their own try line. Centre of the field. Toulouse coming this near side. What a tremendous tackle by Oldham there. In the Oldham number 40, but Toulouse quickly play again. Driving the ball on and thrown down by Sam Wood there. Toulouse in possession, opening up play into the centre of the park. Long ball out to the far side. The wingers out there, tackled by the Oldham players, dumped to the ground. 5th tackle, says the referee. Toulouse 5 yards inside their own half, coming across centre of the field. Long ball into the centre. They've switched across to this side. There's a huge overlap, but the ball has been knocked to the ground, but the ball went forward. Toulouse almost had it then. They had a huge overlap on this near side in front of us. The Oldham players have gone down. They grabbed the air for the turnover. Is it a turnover or a scrum down, Gerald?
It's a turnover because it was last tackle.
It was the last
Oldham
tackle.
And then they rushed to take it.
So the referee, he's not stopped the clock, I don't think. So Oldham, acting halfback, moving the ball along the line. Oldham just need to retain possession, carry the ball forward. We don't need to do anything. Held, they say. Plays the ball on the halfway line. Another drive forward by one of the new lads. That's Siddiqui, I think. He keeps going. That's Siddiqui Venue. Thrown to the ground, 5 yards outside the 20. Picked up from the acting halfback. Goes straight, goes quickly. Driving forward. No way through for him on this occasion. But crosses into the 20. Oh dear me, that was Kenny Hughes. Kenny Hughes plays his ball, and again Oldham see the whitewash in front of them, see the magic of the try line. Can they get there? Acting halfback. It's Oldham driving forward. No way through though, I'm afraid, on that instance for Kenny Hughes. 5 yards short. 5th tackle, says the referee. What are Oldham going to do? They're trying to twitch. Oh, that was a bit too well. Turnover. This time it's Toulouse to go, and we've got 3 minutes of the game left. Can Oldham hold out? It's Toulouse driving in, hand off 3 players. Then Oldham need to do the tackling. They do it, but Toulouse for a moment. The big lad almost created a space that looked forwardish to me, but. Toulouse dumped to the ground, moves away. Gerald feeling not to concede a penalty. The ball's gone out. That was a forward pass, and that could be it. This could be the moment when Oldham do it. Toulouse going for the breakthrough. Then Toulouse number 27. That was it's been a thorn in our side all afternoon. Charles Brune and that. So the scrum down 10 yards inside the Toulouse half of the field. Oldham 14, Toulouse Olympique 12. Toulouse Olympique, a top 4 team at the moment. Oldham second to the bottom of the KP Championship. The referee, Mr. Thaler, didn't endear himself to us earlier on, but we're catching our breath now. I shall calm down, calm and collected. Ball goes in for Oldham's side. A drive in by Oldham's number 7. That's Dave Hewitt. No way
17,
through.
Stephen Neal.
All right, sorry, Gerald. That's 17. So Oldham in possession in the form of our mate. It's Amjad. Ball's come out. And it's Olympique have dropped on the loose ball. Oldham made a hash of that there. Oldham had it. Well, it could have been safe, could have been that. But now they have to fight to get this ball. They do the tackling. 10 yards inside the Olympique half of the field. Oldham Toulouse in possession, and Oldham tackling. If you've never tackled before accurately, lads, and strong, you need to do it now. Toulouse coming across from one side of the field to the other, straightening up, but the Oldham defence is good enough. Dump him to the ground, just 10 yards inside the Oldham half of the field. Toulouse in possession, going to the centre, driving in at speed. Oldham tackling's good enough. 5th tackle, says the referee. Toulouse play the ball, going out towards their right wing. A little chip over the top. It bounced. Oldham have regathered the ball.
Just to the rescue.
Caught that ball. He's gone down, knees in the back. As he went down, the Toulouse player says, "Get up, lad. You're all right." Well, now Oldham needs
to. In French, Dave.
Oh, of course, that was it. That was so. So Oldham now. We're third tackle. We're only just coming towards the edge of our 20.
Come on, get that hooter sounded.
No, who wait for the hooter? Which is going to come first? My heart attack or full-time hooter? One of the two. I assure you of that. As Oldham are in possession, they get up slowly, play the ball. By the time they play it, the Toulouse teams are almost up in the Oldham defence. 5th tackle, says the referee.
Got
a big kick to come. Oldham kick on that far side, but it goes straight down the winger's throat. Takes it, unkind bounce, surely not again. This can't happen to Oldham again, that a kick for touch goes wrong. Toulouse tackle 10 yards inside the half of the field. Toulouse driving the ball out, dummy in the pass. Oldham catch him, can they push him into touch? They guide him towards touch. Goes to ground.
Leave off him, George.
Toulouse play the ball in front of us. We're looking at the hooters. We're touch the kind timekeepers pick up the hooter. They've got it in their hand. Can Oldham hold them out? Toulouse in possession. Ball going infield. Wait for it to go. And the in there. Goes. Oldham have won. My nerves. They're absolutely survived the heart attack. It was me at my heart attack. Oh, the hooter won. Thank goodness for that. Oldham 14, Toulouse Olympique 12. A victory, and a well-deserved victory.
Well,
it's happened again, Gerald. We come to the match not expecting expecting the worst, and the team have done it for us. They've brought out a brilliant performance.
Absolutely marvellous. You're spot on, Dave. 17 heroes. And the new lads who were expected to struggle, being thrown into an unfamiliar team, and every one of them came up trumps. And Ben Thaler being booed, and probably rightly so, because some of his decisions were absolutely balmy. Anyway, in the sunshine of Bowerfold, Stalybridge, Oldham 14, Toulouse 12.
And you're going to have to keep talking, because I'm going to try get this microphone to Chris Hamilton, who I'm sure will be wanting to have a couple of words with us today.
Well, what I'll do, I'll run through the 17 heroes for Oldham. Stephen Neild, Adam Clay, George Tyson, Sam G, Cameron Pierce-Paul, a new lad who did ever so well. Sam Wood, who played outstandingly well today, did Sam Wood. His kicking for touch, etc. was superb. Dave Hewitt masterminded it, really, with some stupendous kicks for touch, which constantly kept Toulouse pinned back in their own 20. Adam Neal, as always, going forward on every occasion that offered him. Kenny Hughes, who played half a match interchanging with Matthew Wilkinson at dummy half. Daniel Smith, an unfamiliar name. Liam Thompson. Some of Thompson's tackling early on around the legs was absolutely great. Danny Langtree was just Danny Langtree. That's what you expect from Danny Langtree. And Luke Adamson. And then the interchanges for Oldham. Matthew Wilkinson, the new lad, who took a few minutes to settle into the game, but settle into it he did, and he played well. And then Sadiq Adibi, who's like a pocket battleship, going forward, banging players out of his way. Liam Bent, and finally Ben Davis. And the Oldham team, many of whom were in the south of France on the end of a 58-18 defeat back in April, and I was there to witness it. They're now going forward to applaud the crowd at the bottom end of the field, and hardly anybody has left. Hardly anybody has left us. They're all determined to carry on applauding the Oldham team. So Dave's over there awaiting a chance to speak to the club chairman, Mr. Christopher Hamilton. No, he's not. He's coming back to me. Yes, David.
No, well, it just nipped down to down with the sponsors. We can see the players here coming round all sides of the field for what's a tremendous victory greeting. And all those spectators, we said there weren't many here today, but every one of them thrilled at that performance.
Indeed, yeah.
Absolutely thrilled.
Even the ground safety officers applauding them off the field, David.
No, now you're pulling my leg, I know that.
I'm looking for Rory the Roughhead, who's a bit of a character, really. And I know his real personality. And he's there, yes, giving waves all round.